Hello, I'm Jess Walter, author of The Cold Millions, and I am thrilled and honored that my book is part of the 2022-23 NEA Big Read. What a great list of books. The Cold Millions is a historical novel, a rollicking adventure story about Gig and Rye Dolan, two orphans who get caught up in the free speech battle of the early 1900s in the West. It's also about two remarkable women they meet, the vaudeville performer Ursula the Great, who sings and dances on stage with a wild cougar, and the courageous, real-life 19-year-old labor activist Elizabeth Gurley Flynn. The novel touches on issues our country is dealing with right now: income inequality, homelessness, representation, police brutality, and the power of protest, putting those issues in historical context. The question I guess I look forward to answering the most is why this particular time, 1909? As I said, one reason is how this period echoes our own. But I also think writers owe it to themselves to write about the most interesting period in their city's history. And 1909 Spokane, Washington was that for me, a raucous, teeming place moving from wild frontier town to civilized city. Imagine Deadwood if 100,000 people lived there. I grew up here in Spokane, a first-generation college student from a working-class family who had the very unlikely dream of becoming a novelist. But I never learned about the history of my own town. Streets here are named for the millionaires who built Spokane, but there's nothing honoring the people who really built those houses and streets, or the people who fought for fair wages and the dignity of those workers. So coming across this story about my hometown was like going up in the attic and finding out that your grandfather was a war hero, or that your grandmother flew with Amelia Earhart. I think my novel could be a fascinating way for other communities to start thinking about their own forgotten stories. So I hope Big Read communities can use the Cold Millions to create conversations about their own stories that have fallen through the cracks of history. And who knows, maybe it'll inspire some other unlikely novelist in some other corner of the country to wander up in the attic and write about his or her community's own most interesting period. Happy reading, everyone.